Come on now. We know nobody really gives a damn about y'all PC gamers, man. Y'all the bottom of the barrel.
Personally, like I said, that was unbelievable, dude! Oh my goodness! I'm such a beast, dude. Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. I'm your host, Rated D, and I've got the most cinematic gaming channel on YouTube. And in this video, I'm going to go to a place that very few content creators are willing to go. And that's because of the amount of hate that you get for touching this subject. So I'm already prepared for all the dislikes I'm going to get from the PC fanboys, but I'm still going to go ahead and make this video because I'm a principled individual. And this video is going to be 101 reasons for why you should ditch that gaming PC and go ahead and buy a PlayStation 5. So let's get started. Number 1, the amount of options. You see, when it comes to PC gaming, there's just too much to choose from, and it can be honestly daunting. Not only is there too much to choose from, but because there's so much to choose from, there are a ton of different things that can go wrong for you. And so you might think you need to replace one part, but in reality it's something totally different that's the problem. It's just too much to deal with, and with consoles, you don't have to deal with that type of nonsense. Number 2, no good exclusives. I mean, honestly, when it comes to exclusives, what do you have on PC? You don't have Uncharted, you don't have God of War, you don't have Killzone, you don't have The Last of Us or Ghost of Tsushima, you don't have any of this type of stuff. So people can sit there and talk about, oh, we have all these different exclusives that are like $2 Steam games, but nobody cares. Number 3, the games on PC may be at 4K resolutions, but they look like PS2 games. You know, and now some of them are starting to reach PS3 level visuals. You see, I don't care if Uncharted 4 runs at 30 frames per second. I don't care if Ghost of Tsushima runs at 30 frames per second, as long as these games look good. I don't want to sit there and play some game that looks like it came out in the year 2000 with outdated gameplay at that, and play that at 4K. Like, who cares to see that? It doesn't matter. Number 4, the PC gaming community is just plain terrible. I mean, it's really awful. These people are self-entitled losers who feel the need to bash on everyone else because my rig is so powerful. Look, dude, nobody cares about your rig, okay? This isn't some sort of thing where, you know, you're supposed to be showing off to other people over the internet. Like, who cares, dude? So the PC gamers, they're not accepting at all. Just a terrible community. Number 5, Sony cares about gaming and brings us great games. Meanwhile, PC is all about microtransactions, and you've seen this. When it comes to PlayStation, what do you get? You get developers that care. You get managers that care. And that's how you get amazing games. Amazing, revolutionary games like what we've had on PlayStation. And that's exactly what you're going to get going forward on PlayStation 5. But with PC, all you have is all these games where it's like, oh, please, pay $1 to get this new skin or this new gun. Like, that's just not, nobody likes that. You know what I mean? And that's what PC gaming is all about. It's all about microtransactions. Number 6, the PlayStation 5 as a console looks amazing. It looks futuristic, and it makes your entertainment setup stand out in a classy way. It's like your house is a spaceship or something. But PCs just look nerdy. I mean, who cares to look at a tower? Who cares, honestly? It's just embarrassing. Number 7, that racist YouTuber PewDiePie plays on PC. Meanwhile, us Sony gamers, we're diverse. We're accepting of all people. Number 8, nobody cares about the PC gaming shows at E3. Nobody cares. Who watches that trash? And it's more of those same types of games I brought up earlier where they look like they should run on a PlayStation 2 that came out in, 2000 with outdated gameplay. Like, nobody cares, dude. When we watch E3 or some of these other gaming shows, we want to see where gaming is going forward, how gaming is progressing. We don't care to see this outdated trash. Number 9. If you don't game on PlayStation, and I should also throw Nintendo in this, if you don't game on PlayStation or Nintendo, then you're racist against Japanese people. And we've seen a lot of that type of prejudice coming from the Xbox fanboys since the Xbox One released. So why would you expect anything different from PC gamers? Number 10. With PlayStation, you have a simple, clean experience. One cord from the console to the power outlet, one cable, an HDMI cable, from the console to the television. That's it. Consoles are simple, and the PlayStation is as simple as it gets, while also being a very powerful system. Number 11. PC gamers are criminals that pirate games. We know the reputation PC gamers have for being pirates. This is nothing new. I mean, what was it? Ubisoft said something like, I think it was 80 to 90% of all games on PC, of all Ubisoft games on PC that are played by, people that pirated those games. So this is nothing new. And I remember Crysis 2 was pirated like crazy back in 2011. So, I mean, what are you going to do? These PC gamers, they're criminals. They deserve to get locked up. Number 12. PlayStation 5 can be played in the living room on the couch. You don't have to sit there all uncomfortable, hunched over, ruining your posture to play on mouse and keyboard. You don't need to do that with a console like PlayStation. Number 13. Your gaming PC is too big to take with you when you're moving, so you have to sell it at a loss before you move. It's just too much of a hassle to take that thing with you, that rig of yours. Number 14. The PlayStation 5 SSD is revolutionary, and we've already heard developers talk about just how big a deal this is. I mean, this is going to allow us to have incredible new experiences. And you don't have that on PC, do you? No, Epic already said you don't. Number 15. PC-only developers have no talent. I mean, let's just be honest here. Are you going to sit there and talk about, one of these indie games that looks like it's a PS2 game and try to say that the talent of that studio is on the level of, Sucker Punch or Naughty Dog? You can't say that with a straight face. I mean, come on. Guerrilla Games, Sony Santa Monica, the list goes on and on. Insomniac. Number 16. PlayStation 5 has backwards compatibility, but you need to break laws to play these types of games on PC. If you want to play some of these old games, you're going to have to get an emulator. And you're going to have to go ahead and break some laws to play those games on PC. Whereas with PlayStation 5, we can just boot up Bloodborne and not worry about that. Number 17. All of your friends are on consoles. And that's likely to be on PlayStation because we know Xbox is pretty much dead now. So PlayStation 5 is where all your friends are going to be at. So why would you buy a gaming PC when all your friends are on PlayStation? It doesn't make any sense. Number 18. Delayed releases for multiplats make PC irrelevant. Do I even need to say anything about games like Grand Theft Auto 5? Wow. Number 19. Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow cannot be played on PC, and that's terrifying, because that's a sign that you never know what game you might never be able to play again on your PC. Because with Splinter Cell, there were some buggy things that went on in the Pandora Tomorrow version, on the PC version of Pandora Tomorrow, dealing with the shadows, I believe it was. And so nobody offers that to download. And since nobody uses, CD-ROMs anymore, really, the only way you can play Pandora Tomorrow is on a console. So, is PC future-proof? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. No, I know so. Actually, I know it's not future-proof. Kind of tied into that, number 20. Digital games can be removed from the store, but with discs, like you have on consoles, you don't have to worry about anything like that. Number 21. Amazon price matching. You can go to a retailer, and when Amazon has a crazy sale on a brand new game, you can match the price and get that game at a discount. But with PC, you have to wait for Steam summer sales to get old games. Number 22. PSN chats are amazing. They're simple, they're to the point, and you don't have to deal with the confusing nonsense with something like Discord, which is this unnecessary extra step. I mean, why would you want to deal with something like that? It just doesn't make any sense. It's just a hassle. Number 23. You don't get free PlayStation Plus games like you do on PlayStation. So, if I want to go and play BioShock games remastered on the PlayStation 4 without paying for them, I can do that because they were free on PlayStation Plus. But if I want to play those games on PC, well, I have to buy them. Number 24. PlayStation 5 just has so much value, and Sony has given us so many great experiences. The value of a PlayStation console is just insane, and quite frankly, the price should be higher than $600 because we owe Sony. We need to give back to them. And so, personally, I'm hoping that the PlayStation 5 is going to be at least $600. Before I said at least $500, now I've moved it up to $600 because they've given us some amazing experiences that are quite frankly priceless. Number 25. If you're using some sort of web browser and you've got all these different tabs open, well, that's going to slow down your PC and it's going to make the gaming experience less impressive. Number 26. Hackers. Do I even need to say anything else? Number 27. South Park proved how PC gamers are just weird nerds. I mean, you guys saw that episode. Cartman taking a massive diarrhea dump as he's playing on PC. That is the average PC gamer. Number 28. PC speakers can die out, leaving you with no sound, as opposed to a console where the sound comes right out of the TV. Number 29. As you're going to see with this video, PC gamers mass dislike videos that prove them wrong. They can't handle the truth. Number 30. PC gamers are in a cult. To them, they don't care about games. They don't care about how they come across to the general public as a bunch of weirdos. All they care about is that you present yourself as a PC elitist just like they do. And that's not ethical at all. Number 31. PC gamers try to act tough by showing off the muscles of other PC gamers that work out. They can't accept the fact that they're a bunch of gaming nerds, and so they're like, oh, look at this one PC gamer who works out. See, he's jacked. See, we're not a bunch of losers. No, most of you are. Stop acting like one person who's a member of your community is representing the entire community. Number 32. PC games are boring walking simulators, bus simulators, sleeping simulators. I mean, who wants to play stuff like that? PC gaming elitists, that's who. Man, it must be so much fun to play games like those at 4K and 195 frames per second. Number 33. Mouse and keyboard is inferior to a normal controller. Mouse and keyboard just does not work, you guys. The mouse is bound to not line things up quite the way you would want. I mean, it's not going to track perfectly, and so you have to experiment with all these different mouse pads, and none of them ever end up properly working. You know, on top of that, if you're just moving with pushing keys down on the keyboard, how can you control the speed of the walking if you're playing a game like Splinter Cell? I mean, you by default are walking faster than you would like to in many situations. Whereas with a controller, you can just lightly tilt the analog stick to do what you want, and you don't have to worry about anything. Number 34, mouse and keyboard is uncomfortable. You see, with mouse and keyboard, you need to have a particular type of posture. And oftentimes that's hunched over, hurting your back. It's just not good. Whereas with a controller, you can just lean back, you can hold the controller however you want, you can sit up straight, you can do whatever you want with a controller, and you're comfortable. Number 35, Bloodborne is not on PC. Number 36, Apple, which is the superior desktop laptop company, does not offer a gaming PC because PC gaming is irrelevant. Number 37, Madden is not on PC. And for football fans like myself, why would I bother with PC gaming? Number 38, it's hard to stream on PC. You have to get all these different things set up, all this software and whatever. Whereas with a console, you know, with PlayStation in particular, you just click share and you can start streaming. It's not hard at all. It's very simple. Number 39, you have to be careful when cleaning your gaming PC because it's so souped up that if you've got it plugged in while you're trying to clean the dust off, I mean, if a little bit of water seeps in there, the thing could end up blowing up. Number 40, a PC can get infected by clicking the wrong email, and now all your personal information is gone, all your games are gone, you've been totally ruined. Number 41, pop-up updates can distract you while you're gaming, and so you can end up losing out on that final kill or losing out on whatever you could do at the very end in the objective to help your team win because the computer decided it needed to update something. Similarly, number 42, your printer accidentally could go off and cause you to die in game. I've had that happen before with an old printer that was getting, starting to act out on me. And I mean, if something like that happens in the middle of a game, shoot, you're done because it's just too distracting. Number 43, mods are just plain unethical. There's no need for you to do the work of a developer and not do it up to the same quality as that developer would do it. I mean, it's just wrong. Let the developers do their job. Number 44, similar to that, mods end up ripping off developers. For example, with Battlefield Bad Company 2's Vietnam DLC, you don't need to buy the DLC. People have modded the game so that you can play those maps without owning them. So, the developers miss out on a paycheck. Congratulations, PC gamers. Number 45. PC games don't get good support, as we saw recently with Red Dead Redemption 2 and Horizon Zero Dawn. Number 46. If your PlayStation 5 dies, all you have to do is call Sony and they'll deal with it. But if your PC dies, you get a blue screen of death and quite frankly, you don't know what went wrong. Number 47. Games sell more on PlayStation, as we've seen with Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto 5. Number 48. PC gamers don't have a sense of humor. If you make fun of PlayStation, I can laugh at that. Nintendo fanboys can laugh when you make fun of Nintendo. Xbox fanboys even can laugh when you make fun of Xbox. But PC gamers are in a cult, like I said earlier. They just can't take a joke. They don't have a sense of humor, and I think it's sad, and quite frankly, they might end up dying from misery way too soon. Number 49. The controversial PC gamer Rags is creepy and he's a furry. Quite frankly, I don't want to associate myself with weirdos like him. Number 50. PC gamers spend all their time on YouTube instead of playing games. I'm on my PlayStation 4, very excited for the PlayStation 5. When I'm not on my PlayStation 4, I'm on the Nintendo Switcheroo. But PC gamers are spending all their time on YouTube, and quite frankly, it's just sad. They're showing themselves to not be real gamers. Number 51. The best PC game is Half-Life 2 from 2004 with a 96 on Metacritic. Meanwhile, the PlayStation 4 had 2 games rated at 97. Number 52. Out of all the PlayStation 4 games that are rated 90 plus on Metacritic, there are 34 games. The PlayStation 3 had 53. The PlayStation 2 had 58. And the PlayStation 1 had 29. Once again, this is 90 plus rated games. That brings us to a total of 174 90 plus rated games on PlayStation consoles. Meanwhile, the PC, since its inception, has only had 136 90 plus rated games. That's pathetic. Number 53. If PC gaming has all your gaming needs, why do PC gaming nerds beg for console games? And when those games don't come to PC, why do they buy these consoles to play those games if the PC truly satisfies them? Number 54. Steam sales are pointless because it's all for old games nobody cares about. Number 55. PC is holding back gaming, and all you need to understand that is to look back at The Witcher 3's initial reveal on the Xbox One, where it looked stunning. Absolutely stunning. And then the game got downgraded visually. And it only got downgraded after they started showing it on PC. I mean, we'd already seen what it looked like on Xbox One, the weaker console. Number 56. If PC is so powerful, then why could the PS3 run Crysis? Number 57. Bugs. I mean, you look at all the bugs on all these different games on PC and it's just a mess. Do you remember Assassin's Creed Unity, where the game couldn't even work on PC? You know, yeah, sure, at launch it had problems on consoles, but at least we could play the game. On PC you couldn't even play it. It was embarrassing. Number 58. The PC versions of games are not the definitive versions. Just look at Splinter Cell Double Agent, where the Xbox 360 version still to this day is a definitive version. What does that say about PC? It tells you it's irrelevant. Number 59. PC gamers are anti-competition. You see them all over the internet begging for all these different console games and saying, oh, Mario should be on every platform, Uncharted should be on every platform, Bloodborne should be on every platform, it's bad for gamers. No, having different games that are exclusive to different platforms drives competition, which results in better games in the end. And if PC gamers were to get their way, well, we'd have a worse industry because people wouldn't be competing as much. Number 60. Everyone on consoles has the same general hardware, so you don't get cheating to take place. For example, what you have oftentimes with PC gamers is they'll use the lowest level settings for games when they play online, and that cuts down on some of the time for them to get kills. You don't get those types of exploits on consoles. Everyone deals with the same thing. There's no cheating. Number 61. You can't play PT on a PC. Number 62. The field of view on a lot of these PC games makes me dizzy. It's to the point where you feel like you're just looking all around you at once, and any little turn just makes me want to vomit. I don't see how that helps you out. Number 63. If you have a Mac and you want to play games on PC, then you need to buy another product like Parallels to be able to run Windows on your Mac. And that's just a hassle, and it's costly. Number 64. You don't have enough hard drive space to have all of your PC games. You know, with consoles, we can have our games on discs. But with PC, nowadays, everything is digital, and you just don't have enough hard drive space for all of that. You don't. So as a result, you need to delete games and then re-download games, and it's just a pain, dude. It is so annoying. I mean, just imagine if you have to download something like Call of Duty Warzone. How long is that going to take if you start having some problems with your internet? That's not going to be fun. That's not going to be fun at all. Number 65. People only play on PC for Twitch. They don't play for the fun of the games. They don't play for the art styles, the art in the gameplay. All they care about is getting donations on Twitch, and that's just not ethical. Number 66. PC gamers are cheap when it comes to games. You know, they want to pirate games, they want to pay $2 on a Steam sale, but they don't have a problem spending obscene amounts of money to build up these beastly rigs, man. Number 67. We have to weed through all the bad games on PC to hope to find one or two B or C rated games. I mean, there is so much garbage on PC, it's hard to find good games. Number 68. Your rigs are more about impressing strangers than playing quality games that are new at high settings. Number 69. 60 frames per second renders double the frames of 30 frames per second. So 60 frames per second wastes time because you're spending twice as much time to play these games. Number 70. If your monitor doesn't support higher resolutions or frame rates, then those options are totally irrelevant. Number 71. There are just too many stores for you to buy games from when it comes to PC. You've got Steam, you've got Epic, you've got Ubisoft, you got all these different stores. It's just a mess. With PlayStation, you just have it all right there. Number 72. When you do pirate games, because as a PC gaming nerd, you do pirate games. You don't pay for them unless it's, like I said, a Steam summer sale for $2 to buy an old trash game. So when you do pirate games, you might accidentally download something illegal, and that could end up with you spending life in prison. Congratulations. Number 73. PC is just not meant for gaming. It's meant for doing work on. Number 74. These violent, niche games on PC make people that play them more violent. And those people are then more likely to go shoot up a school or something and ruin gaming for the rest of us normal gamers. Number 75. These creepy PC sex simulators and mods end up making the people playing those games and using those mods sexist, which again gives all of us gamers a bad name, even us normal gamers on consoles. Number 76. PC games are only bought for rig technical analysis. You know, some of these new games that come out on PC, people don't buy them on PC to play them. If they ever buy these games, then they just use them to run the little technical analysis to see how well their rig can supposedly run that game. These people don't play games. Number 77. PC gamers don't want crossplay. They're afraid of getting owned by us console gamers playing with a standard controller. Because like I said, the analog sticks are more precise. Number 78. Steam doesn't have a YouTube app. So in order to watch YouTube videos on a PC, you have to use the web browser. Whereas with PlayStation, you have a YouTube app. You just click and you're ready to go, watching whatever you want. You don't have to open up anything new. Number 79. If your mouse or keyboard dies, you have to buy a new one. But if you start having problems with your PlayStation controller, you can just charge it. Number 80. Because old games are cheap, you waste money on all these cheap Steam games that you never play. I'm sure everybody watching this video right now knows of at least one person who spent too much money on Steam summer sales without ever playing many of those games. I know a few of those people myself. Number 81. PC hardware manufacturers don't work hard, so you need to upgrade every year because of lazy people providing you with old tech. Whereas with consoles, they need to make a system that is future-proof, something that you won't need to upgrade for like 6, 7, 8 years. Number 82. PlayStation 5 has great advertisements, whereas when it comes to PC games, you know, you might see something corny on Twitch, but outside of that, you don't see anything. Sony advertises its products very nicely, and it's very entertaining. Number 83. PC gamers spend all their money that they don't use on their rigs donating to female Twitch streamers that show off their bodies, and that's just sad. Number 84. If your internet cuts out, DRM will ruin you on PC, whereas on PlayStation, you can just play games offline. Number 85. You can't edit a video and play games at the same time without your rig overheating. It's just too much. Whereas with PlayStation, you can be playing your game and then on your computer, you can be editing a video and neither one overheats. Number 86. PC gamers all make the same boring commentary style videos. Quite frankly, it's just cheesy. I don't understand it. I mean, why would I sit there and listen to some nerd talk about another man over the internet for an hour? Number 87. What am I supposed to do with all my old CDs and floppy disks? Number 88. There are terribly offensive mods that ruin the gaming experience for you on PC. And some of these mods were so offensive that when people captured gameplay and posted it to YouTube, YouTube removed that footage because it was too offensive. Number 89. PC gaming would die without consoles, as CD Projekt Red made perfectly clear when talking about The Witcher 3. They said they needed to put The Witcher 3 on consoles because PC did not provide them with enough sales. So, if you got rid of consoles, PC gaming would die off, and you wouldn't get your precious Witcher games, you wouldn't get your precious Cyberpunk. So all the PC gaming nerds out there should bow down to us console gamers, because we're the reason these games even bother appearing on PC. Number 90. You need fans and coolers so that your PC won't overheat. And you don't need that with PlayStation. You just hook up your console and go ahead and play your games. Number 91. PC gamers are the beta testers for those of us that play on consoles, as we recently saw with Fall Guys. Number 92. When you play on PC, the screen is just too close to you, so it ends up hurting your eyes, and then you end up damaging your eyes as a result. Number 93. If I prefer Mac, what should I do? Number 94. How are disabled people supposed to fix a broken PC? Number 95. You get used to 500 frames per second on PC, and as a result you won't use any sort of technology except your PC for anything, and this results in you becoming a total social reject. Number 96. The screen from your PC being in your bedroom affects the way you sleep, and as a result of you gaming deep into the night, you can't sleep and your sleep pattern gets thrown off, you might not be able to get enough sleep, period, and then you die. Number 97. Mac has prestige, whereas PC gaming is just nerdy. So why would you go down that path? You're better off just getting a PlayStation console. Number 98. A gaming PC just looks like an Xbox Series X. And that reminds me of death, because the Xbox brand is dead. I mean, really, who actually likes the look of a tower? Number 99. Why am I satisfied just on PlayStation? Number 100. Getting a gaming PC is just too expensive. Consoles are cheap, you get them, and they last for an entire console generation. But a gaming PC, not only is it expensive from the very beginning, but you have to keep upgrading it. And number 101. Finally, we've reached the end. If you spill your drink by mistake when you're gaming on a PC, well, because the PC is right next to you, you could end up spilling that drink on the PC and destroying the whole thing. Whereas with consoles, you're sitting back on your couch. If you spill a drink, you're like, oh crud, I spilled something on the ground. But that's it, you just clean it up and you're good. It's not going to land on your console and destroy that, but it will with a gaming PC because it's right next to you. So anyway, that's 101 reasons that you should just ditch your gaming PC and get a PlayStation 5. I don't understand why it's so difficult for people to see this stuff. I mean, it's crystal clear to me, but I don't know. I guess just not everyone is as enlightened as I am. So anyway, that's it for this video, everyone. I want to thank you for watching, and always make sure to keep it frosty.
If you enjoyed this video by Rated D, the best YouTuber ever, then please like, favorite, comment, and subscribe.